Now, some breaking news for you. Unite, the union, suspends Angela Rayner and could abandon Labour. Yes, the organisation accuses the Deputy Prime Minister of backing Birmingham Council over the bin strikes.
The union has also announced it will review its relationship with the Labour Party. Remember, it's one of the biggest backers. Sharon Graham, the boss of Unite, says Unite is crystal clear it will call out bad employers regardless of the colour of their rosette. Angela Rayner has had every opportunity to intervene and resolve this dispute, but has insisted backed a rogue council that has peddled lies and smeared its workers, fighting huge pay cuts.
Well, Sharon Graham, the Secretary, continues. This disgraceful actions of the government and so-called Labour Council is essentially fire and rehire, and makes a joke of the Employment Relation Act that is promised. People up and down the country are asking whose side is the Labour government on, and coming up with the answer, not the workers.
OK. Well, joining us now is political commentator John Rentoul. John, good to see you, and especially with this breaking story. This is quite an incredible bit of news. I mean, what does it mean for Angela Rayner? What does it mean for the Labour Party?
Well, it's quite a dust-up. You're absolutely right. This Birmingham bin strike has been dragging on for a whole year of Labour government now, and there were a lot of people who were expecting Angela Rayner to sort it out. I mean, it's her responsibility as local government secretary to manage a council like Birmingham, which has been taken over by commissioners. But she's not thrown money at the problem, which I suspect is what Unite expected her to do, and has actually stayed out of it largely, which Unite is very upset about, which I think is a very interesting clash between realistic Labour and utopian Labour.
And this is interesting, given what's going on at the top of the Labour Party, given the approval ratings of the Prime Minister, given whispers about who is really running the government. Speaking to some people in the Labour Party, they're suggesting Angela Rayner is calling many of the shots and perhaps positioning herself for a future leadership bid. I mean, do you think if that were to happen down the line, obviously not imminently, would a decision like this from Unite today help or hinder her?
Well, no, it would hinder her, except that I think, if she can make a good argument, and I haven't, this is a very complicated dispute, and it's very difficult to work out the rights and wrongs of it. It affects quite a small number of people, but some of the pay cuts that the union claims they're being asked to take are huge.
Using the internet without a VPN, a virtual private network, is a bit like...
And it is interesting that she has not got involved in a war of words with Unite on this. She needs to defend herself, I think. But if she can show that she is being a pragmatic Labour politician, I think that might actually strengthen her position in the Labour Party, because she has a lot of support from the so-called left.
John, we know many Labour MPs are funded or receive funding from unions. I mean, how much are Unite involved in funding Angela Rayner personally and the Labour Party?
I'd have to look up the register of members' interests on that one. I assume that if she's a member of the union, then she will receive sponsorship money from the union as an MP. Although, I mean, she doesn't take that money personally. I mean, it goes on in her office. But Unite have been here before. I mean, they have threatened to take their funding away from the Labour Party. I mean, you remember when Len McCluskey was General Secretary, he was a great supporter of Jeremy Corbyn, but he was not a big fan of Jeremy Corbyn's predecessors or successor.
And this, I suppose, will be one of the big issues for the Labour Party. I mean, who does it actually stand for? Is it the political arm of the trade union movement, or is it trying to be something much more in the mould of Tony Blair? But I suppose the risk for the Labour Party currently is it sort of falls between the cracks and doesn't represent either. I mean, is big business going to be donating to the Labour Party to keep it running? And if the trade unions aren't, sort of where is its constituency?
Well, absolutely. I mean, it's a very important question. Although Unite is a rather particular union, it has been controlled by a faction that was, well, certainly in Len McCluskey's day, very pro-Corbyn and therefore would be anti-Starmer. And yet, it's got an awful lot of members. It has a lot of connections to the Labour Party at the grassroots level. It'd be very difficult for it to disengage. And I suspect that Sharon Graham won't want to play those sort of games.
OK, well, according to this story or these stats from 2024, more than 200 Labour or suspended Labour MPs received more than £2 million in donations and support from trade unions, including Unite, just before the general election. So it's quite a bit of money here we're talking about, isn't it?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Although the party is not as dependent on the trade unions for money as it used to be. There are a lot of personal donations and... I think
there's always Lord Ali.
For your glasses.
There's always Lord Ali. But no, but also Unite is, although it is a large trade union and it is responsible for a lot of money, there are a lot of other trade unions and then they are not so likely to take their bats home.
Is this an interesting thing to happen at the moment at which Zara Sultana and Jeremy Corbyn are mooting to found a new party of the left that could launch as soon as sort of party conference season, September, October? It would be a pretty big coup were Unite to disaffiliate from the Labour Party and affiliate to a more radical left-wing party, splitting the left. Is it a coincidence that this is happening just a week after the announcement from both Jeremy Corbyn and Zara Sultana?
I think it is a coincidence, actually, yes. But, it's just because Unite has got some kind of conference on at the moment, so they had a vote. And Unite delegates, being sort of politically motivated creatures, are going to be quite animated about this Birmingham dispute and annoyed with the way that Angela Rayner's handling it. If Unite does disaffiliate from Labour and support the Zara Sultana Jeremy Corbyn outfit, that would be a huge development because, as you say, they've got a lot of money, but it would be quite a move for a union that is so broad based. And has so many members in so many sectors of the economy.
John, just very quickly, it's going some, and we've had 1 year of Labour. We've done a lot of conversations about the anniversary of 1 year of this government. It is going some for a Labour government to have alienated not just Unite, but most of the unions within 12 months. They are traditionally the party of the left, the party of trade unions, and they've managed to alienate pretty much everyone from Unite to the BMA.
No, I don't. Well, the BMA is not a Labour-affiliated union. The BMA is actually one of the worst trade unions in the country.
It's still a union, though. It's still a trade union.
It's still a trade union, but it's not a Labour-affiliated trade union. And Unite is a special creature. Its executive is in the hands of a cabal of rather unrepresentative political people who are Jeremy Corbyn supporters. So, but the broad Labour movement, the broad trade union movement, is actually very supportive of Angela Rayner and her employment rights bill. Mistakenly, in my view, because I think it heaps costs on business that are unnecessary. But at
least there's a lot of economic growth around to be able to afford it all. Huh?
Yeah, absolutely. But they like all that stuff, and I think the broad trade union movement will stick with Labour.
Right, OK, well, John Rentoul, thanks indeed for joining us, Chief Political Commentator at The Independent.
On those Birmingham strikes in April, Angela Rayner said this dispute is causing misery and disruption to residents and the backlog must be dealt with quickly. There is a significantly improved offer on the table for the workers and I'm urging Unite to suspend their action and to accept that offer. GB News has approached her office for comment with a spokesperson for Number 10 saying, our priorities are Birmingham residents.